your laundry list of players.
I got one big one.
Good afternoon.
Who starts at quarterback on Sunday?
Nick,
How's he feeling today?
feeling good.
Do you have to manage him at all this week because of it?
Wednesday again will be a walkthrough, so there's nothing real taxing there. It's just more mental reps, and then Thursday we'll, as the week goes, we'll I don't want to say cut him loose, but yeah, we'll take care of him and make sure he's ready for Sunday.
What did the test show as far as his ribs, chest area is concerned?
I didn't see him. I don't know what it said, what it read, what it looked like. I don't know.
Obviously, you decided to start him though, based on.
Yeah, everything was good. It was clear.
No, this walkthrough thing that you're doing, it seems like it really paid off in this last game. Did you see that, especially with the defense, really came out with their legs under them?
Yeah, it's something I've done now the last couple of weeks. And quite frankly, just it's a little more rest. You get guys that are nicked up that maybe wouldn't practice Wednesday normally. They can actually get some mental reps. We know the guys are going to be in the game, so we want to make sure that they can still get the rep on Wednesday, and allows us to get twice as many plays in, and so it's been good. Guys have responded well, and it's something that this time of year is good for us.
Doug, what's the word on Carson Wentz, and will he practice this week? And
I don't have any further updates on Carson at this time.
Is it fair to say or safe to say that Nick's going to be a quarterback as long as you win?
For this week.
I mean, is there any scenario where?
There's no guarantee we're going to win this game.
I understand. I'm just saying if.
Yeah, I'll evaluate next Monday.
Doug, you started this.
Try.
I know.
You haven't.
Thanks for trying.
Doug, you started this most recent stretch with a tough road win against a really good team, and you're facing sort of a similar situation this week. Tough road game, really good team. What do you think y'all can take from that experience in LA, or just turning things around there and employ this week to kind of use?
I think there's some great lessons that we can learn as a football team. Going into obviously a hostile environment against good football teams, offense and defense, special teams included. Obviously now it's heightened because it is the playoffs, and it's a wild card round against a team that defensively is really kind of staked a claim. I mean, they're creating turnovers. They're getting after the quarterback. I mean, you look at that game yesterday, and Vikings game, they're getting after Kirk Cousins, and it's another challenge. But I think going into LA against that defense, and against that offense, prepares us for opportunities like this. I even go back to the New Orleans game where, yeah, we didn't win the game, but I think learning from that type of environment as well. We came up short in the Cowboy game down there in overtime, but I think those are all lessons that we can learn on how to finish, how to be prepared against good football teams, and being able to take that on the road.
You have chosen not to put Carson on IR. From the outside looking in, it seems like that was maybe sort of a backup plan in case something happened to Nick. So have you talked to Carson? Has there been any thought of letting him try to practice this week?
I have not talked to Carson today, and no.
Doug, how much from the experience that you guys went through last year in the playoffs, how much can you pull from that now, and how much of an advantage can that be for this team right now?
I think you can draw some conclusions, some parallels from that. I think the team, the biggest difference now is that obviously we have to go on the road. Last year we had the luxury of having a bye, and then of course playing at home for possibly 2 games. So we understand that we're on the road, but having guys that have been through it, I think the heightened sense of awareness, the urgency, the sort of it's a do or die, backs against the wall mentality. I think those are all things that we can definitely draw from last year's postseason run, now into this game.
And so just to confirm, is Nate Sudfeld the number 2 on Sunday against the Bears?
As of right now.
Doug,
Fair enough.
That's why
Don't get nervous.
Your history with Matt and Mike Groh, those big fans you know really well. This is not an opponent you play all that often, but does that help in preparation that you guys know the coaching staff pretty well?
I think so. we played them last year. I know it was a different head coach, different offense, but defensively was very similar, the year before. And yeah, I think, there's definitely some, and having played Kansas City last year, I think you can draw some parallels there a little bit. And then, of course, what they're doing this year, in not only in KC, but in Chicago with Coach Nagy. And, he does a good job of moving his guys around, and Cohen's all over the place, and he's a challenge. He's a load. But, I think back to the Rams game and a lot of their moving parts, and it kind of goes back to the question earlier, how we were able to handle some of the moving parts there with the LA game. I think can help us, moving forward in this game.
Do you and Matt Nagy see offense similarly? Sorry.
Wow. Go
It's
ahead.
hard to get a question in here.
I know, just boom, right out of left field. All right, say that again. Sorry.
You and Matt Nagy see offense similarly, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Obviously, you can draw parallels from Coach Reed. We both, kind of learned under him, and so I know Matt is very, he definitely is an aggressive coach. He's got an aggressive mindset, and he's very creative, and that's what you're seeing on tape and in games, and so I think there's some similarities there, but you always have to sort of adapt to your personnel and your personality as a team, and that's what he's been able to do, and it's been successful for him, and would expect much of the same.
Along those same lines, Doug, have you given any thought as to why Andy's coaching tree has had the type of success that it has?
Yeah, I get asked that a little bit from time to time. I just think that, one of the things that Andy has kind of instilled in as assistant coaches is just a work ethic, a drive. You got to put in the hard work and preparation. I say that a lot to the players, but I'm also speaking to the coaches. You got to spend time, and studying your opponents, and especially as play callers. But, if your assistant coaches aren't prepared and detailed during the week, it's going to carry over, obviously, to their position, and sometimes, that can affect the outcome of the game. But I think one of the things that Andy really does a good job and a great job of is how well he prepares his assistant coaches to just coach and teach and sort of hit the ground, running a little bit, and it's paid off, obviously, in my case and now in Matt's case.
Doug, in 2016, you were one of a bunch of coaches hired, and you're the last guy standing of that group. Did you follow that group? Because you were kind of being compared with those guys for a long time.
All I can remember, I think I was 7th of 7 that year. That's all I remember. No, listen, you got to have confidence in your ability, and obviously I'm not going to speak for the other guys, but I had a lot of confidence in myself. I felt like you have to surround yourself with really, really good assistant coaches, good coordinators, and guys that love ball and love to teach. And that's obviously something I learned from Mike Holmgren and Andy. And again, I can't speak for the others, but that's just what I know. And then having the ability in myself and confidence in myself to lead and to teach and to get guys to play. I feel like if that's good enough, it's good enough.
Can you talk about the value on what guys like Fletcher Cox and Malcolm Jenkins have meant to you guys, especially over these last 6 weeks, just holding everything together, both off the field and with their play on the field?
Yeah, it's really good to see both of those guys, leaders of the team, both on the my committee, and guys that after New Orleans, quite frankly, rose up and challenged the guys to, it's time to go. We got to get this fixed. And they're obviously valuable on the football field, but off the field as well, in their roles, whether they're talking to young players or bringing somebody along and kind of showing them how to win, and that's important too. And it's great to have both those guys on the team.
Is given Nick's situation coming back from getting banged up a little bit, do you anticipate this being like a normal reps week for Nate, or just scout team only, or might you throw him in for a couple more ones?
I would anticipate a normal week, for both those guys in that capacity. It's hard to say until we really get to Thursday, but right now I would anticipate being the same.
No practices, just walk through. No practices, just walk through again on Wednesday.
Yes, walk through again.
This will be the second postseason in a row where Carson Wentz has to watch, most likely. Is there anything to be gained from that? And if not,
Well, I think, yeah, Carson, you've talked to him. He wants to be out there and be with his team, and it is unfortunate that it's not that case. But right now he's being very supportive, and he's healing, and he's doing everything he can to help Nick, and that's his role right now.
Coach, there's been several different messages this week, or this year rather. The new norm, embrace the target, pressure's off, to name a few. Now that you're playing your best football, heading into road playoff situations, what's the message now?
Doesn't have to change. Message does not have to change. We still gotta be focused. We still gotta have faith. We still gotta believe. When I said the new norm, the new norm is just that. We expect to be playing, in the postseason each year, and it doesn't matter how you get in, whether you go, 13-3 to 9-7. If you get a chance to get in, you get in, and you see what happens. And so from that standpoint, I just want the guys to understand that the guys that are going to be here, that's why we train in the off season and training camp and put all that time in for moments now like this. This is what you play for, and you get a chance to be in this tournament and again compete and play for another world championship if possible, and that's what I want our guys to expect.
Do you have a chance to get somebody like Sidney Jones or Mike Wallace in this week, you think?
Both those guys are doing well. I think Mike will continue to do the individual stuff. Sidney is a little more day to day, but still a little bit of a long shot.
How about Isaac?
Isaac will actually get a few more reps this week. We'll see where he's at. Is that you or who? That's you? Yeah. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Doug.